it be? But me, your man, Louie T. Welcome to the command post. You know what it is. Post up. Take command. Of course, Senior Commander-in-Chief Louie T. Thank you for joining me. So I just wanted to come and give you guys a quick update about what's happening this week and really what you can expect kind of moving forward. So this week, kind of an abbreviated week, obviously, with the holiday, President's Day over the weekend. So week got off to a slower start than normal. So we're going to transition now fully into draft season, essentially, now that we've gotten all of the coaching staff things squared away. As a matter of fact, let me lead off by saying this. Washington has officially completed its 2024 coaching staff with the hire of assistant special teams coach John Glenn. This is a guy that Larry Izzo had experience with in Seattle, so he brings him along to Washington with him, a guy he's comfortable working with, and that will conclude Washington's staff. We've gone over probably 97% of it, and this completes it here. So now there's no question as to who's doing what. Now it's a matter of getting this roster where it needs to be, getting the players that these coaches will have the opportunity to coach up. And that starts with free agency. And that starts by taking a look at what we have first and then kind of looking at what's available to us potentially when the new league year starts in free agency. And then obviously the draft in April, late April into early May. I think it's late April this year. So we're going to transition into that now fully. So you've already gotten some of the draft prospects, one-on-one breakdowns of the quarterback position. Another one's being released today, and be on the lookout pretty much every day now from here on out. I'm going to try to leave you with at least one prospect that I've had a chance to take a look at. Every week we will be diving into either a positional group or a group of players that are closely related in the draft, and we'll take a look at some of their film. So if you're a member of the MOBB, first of all, stand up. You're in the building, you know what it is. Shout out to the mob. If you're a part of the mob, and somebody had asked me, and I meant to respond, but I didn't. I apologize for that. But I saw your comment. As I always tell you guys, I see everything. Sometimes I don't respond. Millions of things are going on, and I'm charge it to my head and not my heart. I meant to respond, but someone had asked me what tier is eligible to watch the film breakdowns. Any tier, as long as you're a member, of the MOBB, you're going to be a part of this thing if you want to be. So tomorrow night at 9 p.m., we're going to do the film breakdown of the three quarterbacks, and really it'll be condensed. I won't, bore you with all of the film that I've watched, but I think I'm going to grab like 2 games from each quarterback, and I'll go through my notes pertaining to those quarterbacks and what I saw, and give you some examples. I think I'll take the 2 best games that I took the most notes from, maybe give you a little bit of the good, the bad, the indifferent, all that stuff, and then we can have a discussion, as to how you feel, what you've seen, because I haven't watched all the games that you may have watched, right? I've watched a specific amount of games. They may not be the same ones that you've watched, so you may have seen some things that have been a little bit different. So I'd love to hear from you. But if you're a member of the MOBB, you'll have access to that. And we'll be doing that on Wednesday night here on the LouieTeeNetwork, 9 o'clock p.m. We're going to dive into the film. So hopefully you'll be able to join us, and we'll talk about these quarterbacks and where they sit, how we feel about them. Thursday night is when I'll finally give you my rankings for the quarterback position. So I usually rank the top 7. I don't really usually feel the need to go past 7 in any draft. So I'll give you my top 7 quarterbacks. I'll give them to you in numerical order. And then we'll talk about the 3 quarterbacks at the top of the draft and what's my preference. So we'll do that on the Command Post live on Thursday night. And that'll be at 9 o'clock as well. If we can get started earlier, we will. But I think 9 is what I'm going to set it at for right now. So be on the lookout for that. And as I mentioned, every day you should be getting at least a prospect. Some days you may get multiple prospects, but every day you should be expecting at least a prospect that'll be out there that you can take a look at. And I'd love to hear your opinions. I've been fascinated by reading some of your responses to the videos that I put out over the weekend in the Draft Prospects 101 series. The opinions are all over the place, which you would expect. You know, we're talking about the most polarizing position in all the sports, and we're talking about the most important position. You have to get this right, and everybody's got a preference. Everybody's got some type of way that they feel. But you know, I've also seen something that makes me smile, which is, hey, all three of these guys are really solid and feel really good about them. And so whatever one we take, I'm going to be cool with that. You have a preference, but even if they don't pick the guy that you prefer, you're going to be fine with the others. And that's kind of how I'm going to approach it as well. I do have a preference. I will tell you what my preference is. I'll tell you why my preference is what it is. However, I think I feel really good. You know, so many people told me how I was going to feel. I love when people try to tell me how I'm going to feel about something, right? I had somebody the other day tell me, "Oh, you're, stick to sports. You know, don't go into politics." Which I tried to steer clear of politics because I don't give a shit about politics. I already told you it's divisive. It's done intentionally to divide us as a people in this nation. So I could give two shits about politics. Somebody tried to tell me, I know you're a Biden lover. You don't know shit about me. You don't know shit about what I support or what I do or don't. So like I said, I don't like when people try to speak for me or try to think they know how I'm going to feel. And I try not to do that for you guys. I always catch myself if I say, we, and I say, no, I can't speak for you. I don't like speaking for other people because I don't like when other people speak for me. They think they know, but they have no idea. And people kept telling me, you're not going to like these quarterbacks. Once you watch them, Louie, I'm telling you, you're not going to like any of these quarterbacks. And I'm like, I disagree, actually. So I'll give you my opinion on the rankings of these quarterbacks and which one I think is the best fit for Washington, or which one I would take if I were pulling the strings and making the decision at number 2 overall. Would I venture into the conversation of trading up for number 1 to get Caleb Williams? All of that will be addressed on Thursday night. So hopefully you'll be able to join me for that Command Post live show on Thursday night. But Wednesday night at 9 o'clock, we will be going through the film. So tomorrow night, if you're a mob member, tune in. It's going to be a lot of fun. If you're not able to tune in there, it'll be on playback if you're a member of the MOBB, as I just mentioned. But we'll be live Thursday, and we'll rank the quarterbacks in this draft class 1 through 7, right? And obviously there are more quarterbacks that will maybe drafted in this class. Probably 9 or 10 will be drafted in this draft class when it's all said and done. I'm going to give you my 7. You know, when I start feeling listy, I start listing things, and my list are usually comprised of 7 items. So I'll give you my top 7 quarterbacks in this draft class on Thursday night, and I'll give you the one that I think is the best fit for Washington. So be on the lookout for that. And in addition, LouieTeeNetwork podcast is tonight at 8:30 p. So hopefully you'll be able to join me for that. And then Wednesday, you're going to get the Mob Edition live stream, QB position, top 3 quarterbacks, Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams, Drake May. We'll be taking a look at some of their film and having a discussion about them. Thursday night, Command Post live. We'll get into the quarterbacks, rank the top 7, start to also talk about free agency, take a look at that for Washington, but really want to focus in on the quarterback position, the top 3, the top 7, and what is my preference amongst the top 3 for Washington in the upcoming draft at number 2 overall. So that's going to do it for me, your man Louie T, here on the Command Post. You know what it is. Post up. Take command once again. Washington completes its 2024 coaching staff with the hire of Special Teams Assistant John Glenn, who'll be coming over from Seattle. We got our Special Teams Coordinator, Larry Izzo, from Seattle. So it makes a ton of sense. So now it's complete. So now we move forward to the next phase of the offseason, and that's free agency. So start assessing our own, then start looking at the pending free agents of other teams, see where the fit is. I don't know if you guys saw, but the Panthers reportedly are miles away, and I expected this to happen with Brian Burns. He's talking about 30 mil per year. Do you really want to cough that up? I mean, he's really good. Is he 30 mil a year good? I don't know about that. There got to be some cheaper alternatives out there that make enough sense. I mean, how many sacks does Brian Burns have in his career, and what's his career high? The ceiling on this dude is ridiculous, but I still need production. Has he had a 15 sack season? Because if you're asking for 30 per year, then you need to have eclipsed 14 sacks in a season already. Has he done that? I haven't checked to see. I just know what he's asking for. I know he's a dynamic playmaker, but damn. Just because you got it don't mean you got to spend it, is essentially what I'm trying to convey to y'all. Just because you got it don't mean you have to spend it. That's how the rich stay wealthy. Anyway, that'll do it for me, your man Louie T. Until next time, you guys have a good one. Take care.